going on, Neets? BasedNEET here. So, been watching a bit of Cheesecake's channel and his videos, and it's sort of given me a bit of inspiration to go ahead and do my own. I am one of the older people that usually lurks around the thread. I'm 32, so maybe there's a bit of something I can pass down. I wouldn't really say that I'm wise. I'm certainly not wise, but certainly have a bit of perspective on things and experience things in my life. Was a full-blown, or never been a full-blown normie, but have lived a normie life for a time. I've had jobs, I've had girlfriends and whatnot, so I've done all that biz. From like 26 onwards, I dropped the ball on everything. When I was 26, I moved from Sydney back to Melbourne, and ever since then I never picked up my life again. Like, everything was just broken after I left Sydney, and I came back down here to sort of pick up the pieces, but I did attempt to. I got a job and stuff when I got here, but I never really started to really get along with anyone. I never made real friends. Like, I had friends at work and stuff, and I'd go out and drink and do all that fucking shit, but like, I was never close with anyone like I was in Sydney, and most of the people that I was friends with were girls from work, and being friends with girls is shit, man. It's fucking shit. Like, I need to be around, if I'm going to be around friends and hang out and shit like that, like, I need to be around guys and everything like that. Fucking hanging around with women is crap. Working in an environment where it's dominated especially by females, like that place was fucking shit. It was like high school, man. Yeah, it was not good. So, like, I hear a lot of you young neets and that you're going through life at the moment, and you've never had a girlfriend, you've never experienced anything to do with a girl, and you're in your early 20s and whatnot. I think you're missing out, or you have missed out a little bit in terms of something, but I don't think that it's anything that should sort of keep you up at night, because it's highly fucking overrated, guys. Like, women and girls and girlfriends and shit like that, it's highly overrated. Even when it's good, when it's good, it's good, it's fun. You have your fun and you have your moments and whatnot, but there's always bullshit. It always falls apart, and there's a lot of pain that comes from that too. I think the worst sort of emotional pain that I've ever felt in my life has come from, like, relationships breaking up. Like, even if I'm the one that's done the breaking up or whatever, because it has to be done because she's a fucking psycho bitch, or for whatever number of reasons, it fucking hurts a lot. So don't always think that the grass is greener on the other side with that stuff, because it's not. It's really fucking not. It's something to experience, yeah. There's a lot you can take away from it and learn, but that's really what it all seems to be at the end of the day when it comes to girls and women, man, is just a learning experience. It's not like, you're gonna get someone and you're gonna be with them for the rest of your life and live happily ever after and shit like that. Like, that doesn't exist. It's just, that's fucking bullshit. That's not a thing at all, especially for a neet, or especially for anyone that's got the mindset that they can just shut down from society and become a recluse, pretty much. Like, a relationship's not really for those kinds of people, but you can cope. If you are that way, then you certainly have coping mechanisms that you probably inherently have that will get you through that anyway. Most normies don't have that. If you're a full blown fucking normie, then yeah, like, you need to fucking, you need to have your mates, you need to have fucking girls, you need to have people, you need to have all that shit. Like, being a neet, is, you got to be pretty fucking strong, inherently strong. emotionally strong to do it, because most people can't. Most people cannot stand this life, and there's plenty of us in the thread, I think, from what I've seen, that embrace this life, because we know, you either know, or you get a real sense of what the real deal is, what the real score is. Like, for the most part, we're all pretty fucking red-pilled, and you can't spit that pill out. Once you've taken the red pill, there's no going back. So it is what it is. I think with the, like, Cheesecake mentioned about, like, the pursuit of happiness and stuff like that for a NEET, I think the pursuit of happiness in general is simply that. It's just a pursuit. It's just a carrot on a stick that you're never actually going to get to. And I think that applies to everyone. I think a lot of people out there, normies especially, lie to themselves about everything, fucking everything. And I think that's how they cope with their shitty lives, their shitty fucking relationships, their shitty everything. They fucking work 9 to 5, and then on the weekends they've got to do the family thing. They've got to do, they've got kids, they've got fucking, they're not, then, they say they're happy, but they're fucking, like, you can tell. Like, I've been around them in my families, and I've watched them, I've watched the men especially, and they just have the fucking life sucked out of them completely. And it's never been anything I've ever wanted. It's never been a life I've ever desired. Even when I was, in my teen years, in my early 20s, in my mid 20s, and I had girls, and the shit was coming and going all the time, and it was always, there was always something going on with someone. I never wanted it. Never fucking wanted it. Never wanted to go near the idea of kids and whatnot. And at times, relationships and whatnot sort of split because of that, and that's fine. I'd rather not have the person than, set her up, or set ourselves up with a child just for the sake of appeasement. Fuck that shit, man. I've always gone my own way, and always will, for better or worse. So yeah, it's just a pursuit at the end of the day. It's just a matter of fucking, as a NEET, you got to keep yourself occupied. When you really feel the depression start to set in, when you really feel the fucking loneliness start to set in, it's not a case of distract yourself from it. A lot of the time, or for a time, you've got to sort of let it go through you, and you can learn a lot about yourself, I believe, as a NEET, because if you're a wagey man, you don't have time to self-reflect. You don't have time to question your own perspectives. You don't have time for fucking anything. So as a NEET, you've got all the time in the world pretty much, and you can use that time to really figure out you as a person, like who you are and where it is that you want to fit into this world. I mean, even if you don't want to fit into it at all, you're still going to fit into it in terms of being a NEET, and you're not the only one, for whatever that's worth. That might not be worth anything. To me, it's not really, it doesn't really do anything for me to know that there are other people out there like me, because at the end of the day, like, I'm still alone, I'm still isolated, I'm still whatever. But it is nice, I will say, it is nice to go to the thread and to see people in the same boat in a way, and to have a chat back and forth, because it's a social interaction. Only fucking social interaction that I have these days, or have for years, is my fortnightly appointments with my fucking consultant that I can't stand. So it is nice to have the HN NEET thread. It's a good social outlet. You can vent on there, and it's good when the guys get on and when people vent, because you've got to let the shit out, mate. It's a hard life being a NEET, and you can't swallow it all down. You've got to let it out. You do. You'd be much better for it. You'd be much better off at the end of the day for it anyway. So not at the moment. The place I've been living in now, like I'm living in a shared home, and I don't like it, but it's the best I can come up with. It's the best I can afford. It's the best I can do. Before I was doing this, I was living with my nan, or my step nan. She's not my real nan, but just my step nan. My family life and all that shit's been fucked up for since day one. So living with her was fucking garbage. I fucking hated living with her. She's a stupid old fucking boomer bitch with a fucking little lapdog fucking yappy cunt thing that always would wake me up every fucking day. And she fucking loved that thing to bits, and just fucking she loves it more than fucking any person on the world. It's just pathetic. Like, she's just a pathetic, stupid person, really. Like, she's not a bad person, but she's really fucking dumb, really dense, and wasn't in the end. It was a case of she wasn't allowing me to have my own personal freedoms living with her. Even at the time, I think I was like 29, 28, 29. And if you're going to deny me personal freedoms at that age, you can fuck off. I'll fucking move out. I don't care. And I don't, and haven't gone back. I've gone back for fucking a couple of times for like Christmas. Just not that I've even wanted to. Like, I fucking hate Christmas. Like, my birthday's on Christmas Eve, to make things even worse. Fucking worst time of the year is Christmas. I absolutely hate it. Every year, fucking hate it. So I'd go there for Christmas, and just for her, to make her happy, because she, have the family there and whatnot. And it's just fucking bullshit. It's like, why do I even fucking come here? Why do I even bother? And they just, she's just a spiteful, bitter old woman. For the most part, she's got good qualities, but for the most part, it's just like, fucking, I don't want to be around you. Don't want to be around my step auntie or whatever. They're just really dumb, stupid fucking people that don't know anything other than anything. The shit that they've been pumped with fucking from TV. And it's exactly like Cheesecake was saying. He hit the nail right on the head with that shit. They're fucking idiots, mate. They're complete fucking idiots, family or not. I don't care. So moved out from hers, and did the Christmas thing. And then this year for Christmas they messaged me, and I just ignored them. I didn't say anything, didn't go, and that was the best course of action, because I didn't even want to even think or even remember that fucking Christmas was happening. So did that, and it was I suppose the best Christmas I could have got out of it, because other than that it would have been fucking having to deal with them, which I didn't want to do. But I suppose just touching on me for a bit, this year anyway. Like, it's been a fucking shit start to the year for me. I started off with there was a girl that I was talking to, that I was sort of, I don't even want to say involved with, because I can't really say I was involved with her, because she lived overseas. But we had this thing going on online for like a year. And as far as intense things go for online relationships and whatnot, this was as far as it goes. Like, we were apparently pretty serious, and felt enough to do shit and whatnot. And she was in a very comfortable position financially, to just jump on a plane, fucking come here if she wanted to or whatnot, or send me over to England or whatnot. It would have been fucking easy mode. But like all women, she can't be trusted. She fucked up and ended up fucking. She was kind of like dating some fuckwit in America that wasn't serious, and then she went back to fucking England and got back with her ex from like 2 years ago. And I'm just like, yeah, fuck, mate. Like, you don't know what you want. You don't know whether you're coming or going. You're 37 and you just fucked. Like, just get out of my life. As much as it fucking hurts and whatnot. Just fuck off, basically. And she was all like, yeah, fucking do, and we had this argument, and it just ended. And then it was like a month, or more than a month ago, she tried to message me back, because I always fucking crawl back, because they're idiots. She tried to go back to her ex, and I said to myself, I was like, fucking, in 3 months' time, she's going to message me, and she's going to try and squirm her way back into her life. And I shit you not, guys, it was 3 months to the day. It was 3 months to the day, and I got a message from her on Kick, and I haven't replied because fuck that. Like, that's it. Like, that's it for me. There is no hope with women. There is no fucking anything. There's no future when it comes to that shit. Don't trust them as far as I could fucking throw them with any of that. So that was like fucking early January that shit happened. And then it wasn't long after that I fucking broke my computer chair, and I fucking couldn't really afford to get another one. And I did have one, an older one in the garage that I just, taken out there and put in the garage. And so I was like, oh fuck it, I'll clean it up and I'll bring it in. So I'll just use that thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, been sitting in the garage. So fuck it. So I bought that chair in and started using that. And unknown to me, it was fucking infested with lice. So I ended up getting lice. As embarrassing as it is to say, like, I'm fucking like totally embarrassed, because you think like if someone's got lice, then they're dirty, but I'm not dirty. Like, I vacuum my room, I keep my room really fucking tidy. Like, my house is a shithole. The people I live with are fucking dirty as hell, man. And because of that, it's even more so that I keep my room really clean and take pride in tidiness and cleanliness and whatnot. And I get fucking lice. Oh, I couldn't believe it. Couldn't fucking believe it. It was absolute torture. Fucking torture. Because it wasn't just head lice, it was body lice. Like, they got in everywhere. And I mean fucking everywhere. Like, just getting eaten alive by this shit. And it took me fucking ages to get rid of them. Like, it's really, really fucking hard to get rid of lice, man. Fucking shaving my head, and I ended up throwing out my bed. There was nothing wrong with my bed. Queen size double bed, nothing wrong with it. Fucking just tore it apart and threw it out. Ended up sleeping on the floor for fucking 2 weeks, and was still getting eaten alive by lice anyway, because I didn't know what to do. I had no idea what the fuck was going on. I had no idea, about anything, until I really sort of discovered that the chair I was sitting on was the fucking cause of the problem, and that I had lice, and not even the doctor picked it up. Like, I went to the doctors about it, and he thought it was a fucking rash. Like, no one fucking helps you, man. No one fucking, like, you got to figure it out for yourself. Always, for me, it always seems anyway, got to figure it out for myself and learn the hard way. It was just fucking bullshit. So I had to spend new money. I had to spend money on a new computer chair. Had to spend money on a new bed. I wouldn't even call it a bed. It's just a mattress, like a thin single mattress on the floor. But it does the job, And that's all over now anyway. Like, they're completely gone. Thank fucking God, because that was the worst shit. And now that that's all over, fucking, yeah, there's pretty much not been much going on other than the usual matchworks appointments. The usual pressure that they put on you, the fucking bullshit they try and do to you, the programs and everything that they try and put out as mandatory, but they're not mandatory. And today I found out that they were indeed not fucking mandatory, because my usual consultant didn't want to see me. She passed me on to someone else, and they didn't even mention a fucking word about it. And it's just like fucking bullshit, And then there's all this budget stuff coming through, and I'm not, to be honest with the budget, like, I'm not too overly concerned, to be honest, because there is always a shake-up every year when it comes to the budget. Welfare always gets shaken up in some respect. But for the most part, I think NEETs are going to be fine. I think, just going off what I can see and know so far, as long as you're not like a fucking junkie meth head addict, which then they, people in this thread, they're not. From what I can tell, there is none. No, I think for the most part, NEETs will be fine. I don't think we need to stress too hard about things. But, there's always pressure in a NEETs life. There's always going to be pressure coming from Centrelink. There's always going to be new programs and, things changing hands and fucking, they're always going to be doing shit. And that is just the life of a NEET. I mean, if you're a NEET, you've got to just adapt to that and take that on board. That at some point you might have to do work for the dole for a bit. At some point you might have to do some mandatory program for a bit, When it comes to jobs and stuff, I've got Matchworks looking for jobs for me at the moment, and they've got a couple of things that have sort of come up, but I'd never go back to a normal working life, because there is simply nothing to work for me. Like, I think a lot of people feel that way too, that there's just nothing to work for. Like, I was able to get the $500 advanced payment, and I was thinking, like, all right, I'll try and really make some use of this money. Where can it go? What's the best thing that it can go to? What do I really need? And I'm like, I don't really fucking need anything. Like, yeah, I've got a shitty mattress, but it does the job. I've got a shitty computer, but it does the job. If I really wanted to upgrade my computer, I'd need to spend like 15 or, at the very least $1,000 anyway. So, it's not feasible. Can't be done. I did end up buying a PlayStation, because the only real way that I can cope with things and have a real distraction from things when I want, or just be able to chill out, is by playing video games. So, if I want to keep playing video games on something that's not a complete potato, then PlayStation's the best way to go. So I bought that, and I don't really play it that much, but it's there, and I will get use out of it in the future. It's just I'm weird with things. Like, I'll buy things, or I'll buy or I'll download an album or something, and I'll just be like, I'll leave it. I'll buy it, and I'll just have no interest in it to begin with, and then for some reason I'll go back to it, and then I'll be hooked on it. Like, I know, the nature of myself. It's fucking weird, man. But being a NEET for so long, if you allow, and if you give yourself the time, and if you don't ignore sort of what you feel and think, you really get to figure out a lot of things about yourself. And in doing that, you figure out a lot about just people in general. You become quite red-pilled because of it. So, yeah. But anyway, I think I've rambled enough for a bit, so I'll leave it there, guys. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Maybe you got something out of it. If not, it's something to do for 20 minutes or so. So, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.